Hi, everybody. It's me, Lucas, welcoming you back to Eyes Open Dream. This YouTube channel is dedicated to help you literally make your dreams come true. In some of the longer format videos that I'll be posting up on this site, I will be teaching a specific practice of how to work with your dreams and so much about dream yoga, lucid dreaming, how to awaken in the dream and navigate within them, and specifically how to use your dreams to create the life you desire. So, in this video here, and for the next 40 days, I'll be posting, I don't know about every day, but a lot of days over this next 40 days. I am going to be sharing with you status updates on a practice that I do when there's something I really want to manifest. And I want to make sure I'm as clear as I can possibly be. And I bring myself into as high a vibration and as much coherence as I can so that I am able to manifest that which I am calling in as quickly as possible. It turns out it's been my experience that when our frequency is higher, that means when we're feeling good, when we're clear and coherent, things have a way of magically showing up faster. And sometimes like super fast, sometimes amazingly fast in a way that can only be described as magic. So, over the next 40 days, I am going to be consciously dreaming some things up, working in my lucid dreams to consciously create some outcomes, which I'm going to prove here will show up in phenomenal reality in my waking life sometime after this 40-day practice. And this is something that I do. I do it a few times a year. It's a good practice, I think, anyways, to purify the body and the mind, and to really deeply connect with your dreams. I happen to do my dream work every night, all year long, all the time. It's a huge part of my life and practice. And I have found that doing a dedicated 40-day practice, much like what I just started last night, somehow really helps in making things magically show up as I focus on them and co create them in my lucid dreams. So I'm going to be recording this sort of as a verification that this practice actually works, and this 40-day practice in particular, I'm going to share what I do to raise my vibration, and just literally going to share my dreams and some of what happens during a 40-day deep dive into dream work, lucid dreaming, and conscious creation in one's dreams. So thanks for showing up. I will start by sharing just what I'm doing over the next 40 days. The first thing that I always do is I go off a hard food. There's nothing that I don't think there's anything that affects my dreams more than a fast, particularly an extended fast. When you think about it, in the Bible and in so many spiritual teachings, they talk about these mystics and prophets and sages spending time fasting and receiving visions. Well, it turns out we can do this too. And that is specifically why I do periodic extended fasts when I really want to have a whole lot of dreams with a whole lot of clarity and really do my dream work practice with a specific intent for manifestation in particular. So, in this next 40 days, I'm going to spend a lot of it without eating hard food. The last few days, I have been weaning down my hard food intake. I'm going to soup first for a few days and then softer and softer, excuse me, softer and softer food until I was just drinking juice the last few days. Had some soup last night, but today is day one officially of the beginning of this practice. And today I didn't eat it all. And I drank a bunch of prune juice and a bunch of fresh organic grape juice. I think I had 64 ounces of prune juice and about as much of the fresh grape juice and a bunch of teas, pu'er tea, and I mix that with a whole bunch of other stuff. This isn't medical advice. In fact, there's probably much better, even healthier ways to do what I do in my own practice. I have found, having done a whole lot of these kinds of fasts and what we call dietas in a shamanic practice and working with different plant medicines. Essentially, this is a typical dieta protocol. If you're at all familiar with working with ayahuasca in the Shipibo tradition in particular, much of what I'm doing is a typical dieta protocol. And in this case, I am also working with some specific plants. It turns out that you can drink a tea from different plants, and crazy as it sounds, those plants will teach you in your dreams. And different plants have different medicine, have different wisdom and things to teach us. They teach us in different ways. And we can consciously create a relationship with these plants to the extent that they help us in our life and provide us with really helpful guidance and information. So, this particular 40-day dieta, and when I say dieta, in this case, I am doing what is known as a social diet, meaning I do have some interaction with other people, often, yeah, again, in the ayahuasca tradition, if the Shipibo lineage in particular, a shaman or someone who's working with plants to help people heal or to help themselves heal and learn, um, will spend time in total isolation, fasting for a period of time and drinking the tea of different plants to learn from them and develop a relationship with them. I've done a whole bunch of these over the years in isolation, usually under the supervision of another practitioner who was, helping support me while I'm doing this work and connecting with different plants. Over the years, I have found that you can actually do this by yourself, and it also helps to have someone supporting you in the work. Very often, this work is opened initially in an ayahuasca ceremony. I've also found that it can be done. You can work with these plants even without drinking ayahuasca, and you can do it wherever you are for free. So, I'll be demonstrating that over the next 40 days. And like I said, providing some updates over video as I go along. So in this case, the three plants that I am working with specifically are the rose, which is one of my very, very favorite plants to work with and learn from. The rose is known to be one of the highest vibration plants on the planet. The particular variety of rose that I am working with here is called the Bulgarian Rose Otto. It's a particularly high vibration rose, grown in the regions in the mountains in Damascus, as I recall. Um, an amazing, beautiful, feminine teacher. In addition to the rose, and I'm mixing drops of Bulgarian Rose Otto in my drinking water over these next 40 days. And then I've also got some really pure rose buds that I'm mixing in my tea, and particularly the brew that I'm drinking when I kick off this diet. The first few days, I'm drinking a mix of rose and also a plant called hawthorn, which I believe is in the rose family. It's a thorned plant known to have some real protective capacities. So in this particular diet, I'll be doing the rose, the hawthorn plant, and also one of the most amazing, powerful plants for uh, uh, for healing and purification, tobacco. In this case, I'm working with a pure organic Native American tobacco, um, and drinking a mix of tobacco, rose, and hawthorn. And I actually, for last night, no, it was today, earlier today, I drank that brew, and also I mixed in some garlic. I found that garlic is also super powerful and a potent cleanser if you're really wanting to roto root out your system, both physically and energetically. Garlic, pure organic garlic, is also something that I found to be really helpful. So, in terms of what I'm ingesting specifically, in terms of the plants that I'm focusing on learning with and developing a deeper relationship with, the main plants are Bulgarian Rose Otto, tobacco, and hawthorn. So, as I said, I've already drank the brew earlier today. I drank a big old mug full of all of that stuff that I had seeped for a while and had it in the sun for a bit. And then I refrigerated it and drank it all. And it doesn't taste good at all to drink tobacco. And by the way, I wouldn't recommend that you drink tobacco or you ever do this kind of thing, having not done it before without some guidance and supervision. Tobacco in particular, if you drink too much of it, it can really make you sick. If you drink way, way too much of it, it has actually killed people, as I understand it. Um, so, yeah, if you're going to do a diet like this, I recommend it be supervised. In addition, if you're ever going to do a really long extended water fast, that should also be supervised by an experienced guide, and better still, someone with some medical experience and chops, some sort of medical provider. So this practice that I'm doing is what I am doing. This is after a whole lot of experience over the last 16 years or so. I have found my way into a practice that works well for me. I'm not suggesting that anyone else do this exact protocol. This will be an example of a protocol, and I do support other people in doing shorter dietas, and shorter fasts in order to deepen their dream experience. And I support people in connecting with their dreams and learning from them, and then deepening their relationship with that part of themselves that speaks to them every night, um, through their dreams. And all of that stuff is a huge part of what I'm going to be sharing on this channel. The main thing that I am really excited to help people see is that we can literally make our dreams come true. And so much of it is about frequency, raising our feeling state to where we're feeling good most of the time. And interestingly, paradoxically, when we don't desire something else, when we feel so good, for example, in this diet, particularly, I'm bringing myself up to a state where I feel so good, I feel like I've already won the lottery. This happened to me when I did my last 40-day diet. I was just feeling so amazing and so clear. There was no desire for anything. I was already there in the moment. And that, my friends, is really what we want. We want that feeling. It's not even the thing. We want to feel really good most of the time. And it turns out when we feel really good, most of the time, magic happens. And the desires of our heart and that which we direct our attention to has a way of magically showing up real quick. So I'm not going to go too deep into all of the theory and the practice in this call. This is meant to be a brief update, letting you know I kicked off my 40 days today. Officially, I drank a ton of prune juice, a ton of fresh grape juice. I was on the toilet a lot with diarrhea, which usually happens when we kick this off. You drink a lot of prune juice. So I stayed here next to the bathroom most of the day and let go of a lot of stuff out the back side and continue to drink a lot of water and also electrolytes. I'm also taking a bunch of supplements. Again, this is just what I'm doing. I'm doing a colon cleanse for a week. I'm taking powdered spirulina. B6 is one of the things you'll hear me talk about. For some reason, B6 seems to really activate my dreams. It's like clockwork. Every time I take uh, B6, it helps deepen my dreams. So I'm taking B6, turmeric, not to be confused with turmeric, which for some reason most people call turmeric. There's actually an R in that word. Just saying. Let's see what else. I'm taking nettle, something called the 7-day cleanse, chlorella, chlorella tablets, hawthorn extract, and a bunch of teas throughout the day, pu'er tea, mushroom tea, rosebud tea, blue lotus tea. And I'm also eating this mix of mushrooms, chaga mushrooms, and then this other mix of, I think there's like 7 different kinds of mushrooms and this other thing that I got, really, really pure, concentrated, organic mushrooms. Um, all of those things are intended to help clear my mind, clean what's going on in the brain physiologically, and purify to the extent that the pineal gland and the pituitary gland are firing in their most optimal state. Better still, when they fire together and we experience this alchemical marriage of the masculine and feminine, literally the pineal gland shooting over to the pituitary gland and that connection happening. Some traditions describe this as the alchemical marriage. It is that deep activation of the higher centers in the mind, in the brain, literally and energetically, that bring about these deep, deep visions. And we can connect with that while our mind is really still when we're sleeping or in between waking and sleeping. It turns out we can have these deep, mystical, visionary experiences without drinking a potent psychedelic like ayahuasca. Not saying that work and working with plant medicines like ayahuasca or magic mushrooms or some other natural substances and animals that you can work with to enhance the DMT connection and have super vivid visionary experiences. It turns out we can also do this without any of those things and have a very, very deep mystical visionary experience. And it can happen wherever we are every night for free once everything gets cleaned up in the mind and the body and the energy, so that this becomes our new normal and we can go to night school every night if we so choose. So, in addition to the supplements, I'm doing a bunch of other stuff that I have found to really help me in keeping my vibration high. There's a whole bunch of stuff that, different people have different practices. Um, some people call it a spiritual practice. For me, a spiritual practice is literally that. It's a practice which enables me to connect with the unseen. And that happens most vividly and potently in my dreams and in my meditation when my mind is really still. So for me, that's what my spiritual path is all about. It is helping me connect with and work with that which is not normally seen. And this also includes the subconscious mind, that part of the mind, that part of me that is on the other side of the firewall of the ego and largely influencing my life and what shows up in phenomenal reality in my waking dream. So, some of the things that I do and will be doing in particular over these next 40 days is first chanting mantras. It's something that I really enjoy, and something about working with sound and vibration, literally singing it or saying certain mantras. This is something that people have been practicing for a long, long time in India and elsewhere throughout the world. This practice of japa, saying or singing different mantras. There's one in particular that I have committed to in this particular 40-day practice, and it's called the Gayatri mantra. So every day for the next 40 days, I will be chanting the Gayatri. And I just finished it about 10 minutes ago. It takes about 45 minutes to do a round of 108 chants of the Gayatri mantra. And it feels really, really good when you get done and along the way. Let's see what else. I will be transcribing my dreams and typing them into word format after having recorded them into my voice recorders throughout the nights. Committing to a half an hour minimum of yoga or qigong every day. The longer I go into a water fast, maybe I didn't even mention it. I'm going to be doing 2 weeks of juice only, juice and water and tea only. And then after 2 weeks, I'm going to go to water only and go for at least a week and possibly 2 weeks. Who knows, maybe even more than that. But planning on a liquid only diet for 30 days, along with various supplements and electrolytes, and getting monitored by someone who's supporting me as I go through this, just to make sure that my body is stable along the way. Let's see what else. Half an hour of meditation, including conscious visualization. I'll be talking about this more in the longer form videos that I'll post up here along the way. Working to consciously visualize and feel certain states, feel the wish fulfilled before it happens is the secret sauce for manifestation. So I consciously do that as I'm going into the sleep state, programming my consciousness and consciously monitoring my feelings, and specifically feeling gratitude for my life in general, and increasingly so for no reason at all, coming into this frequency of gratitude and then mixing in that an experience that hasn't yet happened on linear time as if it's already happened. So it's like remembering something that hasn't yet happened before it happens. And the best way I know to do that is to create it in a lucid dream so that it really, really feels like it happened. And because of that, it shows up in phenomenal reality. And the higher our vibration is, it's been my experience, the faster that has a way of showing up. Just saying, that's been my experience and my intention here in sharing this and showing up here and recording some videos to show, the process, the practice, and provide some guidance in one way of doing this practice in case it helps you. So let's see what else. During this 40 days, definitely no social media, doing a social media fast during this time. The intention is to really quiet the mind, calm our energy, and be laser focused on an intention, whatever that is. And I am finding more and more that before I decide I want to do something, it's best for me to check in with my dreams and find out what my soul is guiding me to do. So my dreams will point to a path, often different things for me to look at for my own healing and growth, and often different things to help me fulfill my mission in life and or to feel good and happy and live an abundant, amazing life. So yeah, watching what shows up in the dreams and following that guidance and the calling of my soul and my heart, letting that be my compass, and then using the active or masculine mind to direct just how to navigate within that. Let's see what else. Most of the day, I am listening to uplifting music, either kirtan or, different kinds of stuff that just feels good, or audiobooks, just really being conscious of the audio that I'm taking in my environment. I'm also journaling every morning and spending time in nature, including with the dogs, which you probably hear in the background. There's a bunch of dogs on the property next door. They seem to be excited about something. So sorry about that, but they're really, really sweet dogs. They get a little loud sometimes. Anyhow, so that's in general the practice. Over the next 40 days, I will be sharing a little bit more about what comes through. This first day, it was a whole lot of diarrhea. um, and yeah, processing my dreams that came through last night. Had, I think, 7 different scenes, 7 different separate movies that came through in my dreams last night. They were all super clear and helpful. I transcribed all of them into my dream journal. And yeah, I'll be looking at the themes of the dreams that unfold over the next 40 days. Very often, the same kind of guidance is shown in different ways through different symbols in multiple dreams over a period of time. So, I'll probably be sharing some of that as we go along here. Anyhow, thank you for listening. If you made it this far, I'll keep on providing updates as I move forward over the next 40 days. And I hope it helps you in literally living the life of your dreams and making your dreams come true. All right. Bye for now. Thanks for everything.